Hello people out there. I just did a test to hear how this guitar sounded recording through this device. Sounds terrible, really tinny. Right here it sounds super rich. Anyway, today we're going to go over how to play only the strings you want on chords. So if you're playing an E chord, well that's easy, you get all 6 strings. Also, just in case you're really beginning, to start, strum from the elbow so you get nice rhythmic stuff. Later on you'll strum like this for faster stuff, but for right now, it's kind of like those wind-up monkey dolls that hit those little cymbals together. My arm keeps like this and I'll always be grooving in time. Regardless of what the strumming pattern is. So let's talk about how to keep from hitting all the extra notes you don't want to hit. If you're playing a D chord, you don't want to play 6 strings because it's going to sound like this. Ouch, that hurts. Make it stop. So here's a trick. Maybe you've heard of Pete Townsend from The Who. He does these big giant windmill strums like this. Now if you took this much of that, maybe his arm is what, about 30 inches long or something like that. So if you took a 30-inch radius and you had a little piece this much, it would still be an arc. It would still have an arc to it. So every time you strum, you're actually strumming in an arc. To strum perfectly up and down, it's mechanically almost impossible without doing something really weird like this. It'd be really hard to do. Everything you do is actually an arc. You can see it like this. So that's one of the keys, is that everything is an arc. And the arc will have a particular diameter. If I'm doing a big strum, it's going to have a big diameter. If I want to hit just a couple of strings, then it'll have a smaller diameter. You know, maybe still come from the elbow, but look, the diameter's pretty small. Whereas if I'm doing a big strum, it's going to be a lot bigger. Versus like that. So if you're playing, let's say, a D chord where you only want to hit 4 strings, the trick is you don't want to hit these 2 at all. You're not going to be able to really mute them effectively with your thumb unless you got like Jimi Hendrix sized thumbs or something, and then you get a lot of percussive sound. So the trick is you can control the arc of your strum. You can control the diameter of it. Instead of being this big, it could be this big. You can also control the shape. If I wanted to hit just 1 string, well, my arc is now going to be an arrowhead shape. So another thing is you can control the center of that arc that you're going to be strumming with. So if I want to hear no strings, I'm going to put the center of my arc up here. No strings. If I want to hear just 1 string, I'll move it down a little bit. If I want to hear 2 strings, I'll move it down a little more. If I want to hear 3 strings, move it down a little more. If I want to hit 4 strings, more. 5. If I want to hit 6, I go all out. Now if I want to hear just the highest 5, I move the center of my strum down. I want to hear just 4, it moves down more. I want to hear just 3, it moves down more. I want to hear just 2, it moves down more. I want to hear just 1, moves down more. If I want to hear none, I move it down to here. So I've changed the center of my strumming from up here all the way down to here to get that variance. So when you're playing a D chord, the trick is to have your arc. Notice I'm coming from up in the air and I'm intersecting the strings right at the D string. So the E and A string are outside of my arc. You can see that like that. I don't have to do any muting or anything like that to get that. So that's a very important thing. Always an arc. You can control the diameter of the arc, you can control the shape of the arc, and you control the center of the arc. It takes practice, of course, at first, but like anything else, we program muscle memory through repetition, and that's what we do on guitar. So let's say you wanted to play a standard C chord, not a C over G like this. Not the country or folk way, but just a standard C chord. But you don't want to hear this E string. There's a couple ways to mute the E string. You could grab it with your thumb like this. A little percussive sound, but it's a lot better than this. Or you can also raise your ring finger up just a tiny bit. Let me get really close to the camera so you can see this. My ring finger is going to raise up just enough to touch it. Kind of like a rude person in line right behind you at a food store where they're hit you in the butt with their cart. They don't realize personal space. So this will kill it, and I still get a good C note right there. So I can do it like this. I can do a giant strum pattern, and I'll never hear that open E because I'm muting it. So let's say, you know, anything that's on 4 strings, like if we're playing a standard F chord like this, look at that strumming I'm doing. Now if you want to just hear the low strings, well, let me tell you this way. If I want to hear just the high strings, I come from the air down to the ground like this, and I intersect right at the strings that I want to hit. If I want to hit just the low strings, I'm going to come from the ground, go to the air, so I hear just... You can see I'm going away from the guitar, so I can't possibly hit these high strings if I don't want to hit them. Let's say I was playing in a weird key or something, G sharp, and I wasn't able to do a bar chord yet, so I didn't want to hear this, because that's pretty nasty. So I'll just go like this. You can see I'm going away from the guitar and away from the high strings, so I'm controlling my arc, the shape of it. It's shaping like this. Instead of a full arc like this, it's going from here up like this, and I'm making the diameter about that big, and I'm controlling the center of it. You can see where the center of it is right about here. So that is how you avoid playing strings that you don't want to play. And hopefully you are having enjoyment playing guitar. I know I do. So stay safe. Hope to see you soon. Bye.